Okay. My name is Arthur Migala. My bachelor's and master's are in computer engineering mathematics. My doctorate is in mathematics and artificial intelligence. I have been teaching math, college level math, since 1988. Actually, over half my life. So I enjoy it. And this is probably one of the most energetic groups of calculus students I've ever had. Even though you guys look like you're about ready to fall asleep. But you guys are here on the first day, which is amazing. This is Calculus 1. And we're going to talk about that, what that's all about in a second. Let me tell you about my course. Right course? Okay. You haven't missed much. You just missed me. Life happens. I live stream all of my classes. You heard I just recorded it. I record everything. From this to in office hours, I record our sessions so I could send it to everybody else and they could watch it. Now, the reason I do that is because if anybody is sick or they have something else to do, a family emergency, work emergency, everything, don't bust your butt to get here. You can either participate in this class from home or from wherever you are, as long as you have a laptop. And I'll show you how to get to that link in a second. Or you can wait till I send you the video. At the end of the day, what I do is I will take all the notes that I write down during my lectures, I will scan them into PDFs, and I'll send those, the PDFs and the videos, to everybody in the class in the Remind app. I'll also upload it onto the Brightspace. So it's impossible to miss my course. It's also impossible to fail my course because I give you everything you need. The only way you can fail my course is if you really, really, really want to. You got to try really hard. I mean, how hard was it in my pre-calc course? Not very. And the reason I do this, because think about this, like in a history course, the teacher says something and you're writing it down. You're thinking about what you're writing, right? Has the teacher stopped talking? Have you been listening to them, or are you thinking about what you're writing? Think what you're writing. So because of that, you don't have to write any notes at all. I will give you your notes. The only thing you should write down is if something comes up to you, said, if you have a small note, a side note to what I just talked about. And when we do the examples, just write that down. You don't even have to write down the examples. I will give you the set of examples from each section we cover, from each chapter. I'll show you what they look like. They'll look something like this. This is the examples from chapter 2, section 2. So you don't have to write down anything. I'll give you everything. And we'll work them out in class together. My job is to fill in the, not just procedures, that's algebraic, that's algorithmic. I'm here to tell you the why you're doing it. What does this mean? Why are you doing this? Why aren't we doing something else? More learning occurs from your questions than my lectures. Okay, so that's the way I teach. Deal? So if whatever happens, life happens, don't worry about it. Take care of that. If you have a sick family member or yourself is sick or anything like that, take care of them. This will be here. Now, everybody familiar with the Brightspace, the D2L? Okay. So when you click on, you have to be in fall 2000. And I'll show you first off, when you click on our course, I'll show you where the syllabus is. It used to be here. Now the syllabus is up here. And it has my phone number, has the Remind app, communication in this class. I do not like emails. Just think about it. When do you guys mostly do your work? I mean, be honest. I mean, nobody's being judged. Nighttime or weekends, mostly weekends, because something's always coming up at nighttime. A group of friends want to play Call of Duty or a game is on, but weekends is mostly. And if you send me an email with a question, when do you think I'll get it? Probably Monday after my classes. Is that fair to you? No.
No way.
So I fixed that. I mean, read the other classes that you have. Teacher says, if you send me an email after 5 o'clock, I'll get to it the next day. That's not fair. I use what's called Remind. Who's never heard of Remind? Okay, Remind is an app, is an interactive communication device application through your phone. And we'll look at it here. So on your syllabus, you click this. And we're going to go through. So here is. So to hook up your phone to this class. Yes, yes, yes. Everybody's here. So here's the phone number you dial it to. That's the phone number. And this is the message, including the @ symbol. Now, the reason I use Remind is because unless I'm otherwise preoccupied, let's say swimming or in a movie, your message, but I'll check it when I get home or get finished what I'm doing. That way I can try to answer your question that day, so you don't have to waste your time waiting for me the next day. You will send me a question, say, I have a question number 5. Don't do that because I don't have number 5 in front of me. So you can take a picture of it and send me just take a picture of it and send it to me on a Remind message as an attachment. Or you can say number 5, chapter 2, section 3. So I'll check it when I get home. And if I can't answer it over our text messages, what I'll do is I'll do one of two things. I either say, you want to meet on Zoom and we can go over this message and go over it together, or I could work it out step by step by step, explain to you what I'm doing and send it to everybody. Because what happens is one person may have a question now, somebody hasn't gotten that far, and what I do when I send that response, that'll save somebody having to contact me with the same question. Because one thing I don't like is having to answer the same question over and over and over and over. All right, so this is how we'll communicate. Also, if for whatever reason, if I can't make it to class that day because of meetings or I have a doctor's appointment, then I will send you a Remind message, as soon as I know I won't be there. Because how many times have you waited outside a classroom for a teacher that never showed up?
Just check the email.
Not email.
Remind.
Check Remind. It's on your phone. It's nothing. How far is the phone ever from you? The phone is never farther than your arm's reach. I mean, if there was an earthquake, you'd grab that before you grab your baby. So your phone is the easiest way to communicate. Right? So do that. If it asks you for a code, just type in this number again with the @ symbol. If it asks you for a code. Everybody got this? All right. That's communication with messenger. The Remind and syllabus tests In order, there's a process called certification that you have to certify in each class you take. In other words, the teacher has to verify that you're in that class, you're doing the work, and you're not just sitting there just for one day to get the tuition money and you're going to book. So the Remind and the syllabus test, they're in your down here now. If you look at the D2 page, you have it right here, this Remind and syllabus test. These are probably the easiest tests you'll ever take. The Remind and the syllabus tests are one, the Remind test is you have to register on Remind and know how to use it. Two, the syllabus test is you'll read the syllabus, or we'll go over it today, and either you understand it or you have a question about it. The tests are these. You'll send me a message on Remind stating that you either, when you read the syllabus, you either understand it or you have a problem with it, you have a question about it. That's it. And then if you read the syllabus, understood it, and you send me a message, then that's not up for discussion ever again. You understood it. All the rules and regulations for the course. And those are grades. You get hundreds of those. Okay. And we'll talk about the grading in a second. The certification for the class. In order to be certified, in order for me to certify you, it takes, I think it's the third or fourth day of class. You have to accomplish some things. You have to, one, register for Remind, send me that message about the syllabus test. And then two, you have to do the first assignment to show me that you know how to use Remind and you know how to use Access and use the LMS, the learning management system we're using. That's it. Once you do those, I verify those, and then I certify you online. If I don't get those, I can't certify you, then the administration office has to contact you and see what you're doing, if you're in the class or not. You could get dropped from the course and have to reapply. So that's saying, do this stuff before it's too late. Now, in the class, we're going to look at the Pearson content. What you're going to do is you're going to click the top one. And then what you're going to see is this. You're going to see the bottom part, student links. Click all assignments. Ruh-roh. Those should be in there. Let's look at this one. I have to see why it's not there. You'll see something like this. You won't see these buttons here. That's mine. How do those all turn off? I have to fix those. But what you're going to see is this. This is those skills tests were deleted. What you're going to start off with this one here. I'll look at those. What we're going to do in class is we're going to go top down. We don't deal with chapter 1. Something's wrong with this. Don't do any work just yet in there. We'll start off in this one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to lecture. And when I finish the lecture for that topic, we may do another topic, we may not. But when you're dismissed from class, what you're supposed to do is, before you forget it all, is go do the work. Do your homework. And you'll see that I don't believe in giving students a million questions. For example, in this one, you have 12 questions. If the topic is easy, I will have a little bit more questions. If the topic is difficult, you'll have fewer than 10. Because I don't believe in overdoing. How many classes have you had that you go on online, you see like 50 or 60 or 70 questions? That's ridiculous. Asking the same question over and over and over, that's ridiculous. So, and what you'll do is you'll just go in there and answer these questions and work them out. And then we do the next one, do the next one, do the next one. Something's really wrong here because I'm missing all the exams. I'll fix it this afternoon. It was right this weekend. Yeah, and they're doing changes all in Pearson for us, so I don't know what's wrong with them. So that's where you're gonna find your work down here, and it's gonna be top down. So starting the first one, go second, third, fourth. And then what you're going to see is after I finish all the homework, okay, also in my classes, you don't need technology. Because there's no way you can write down math equations on a computer. So close your computers. We don't need those in this class. All you need are pencil and paper. Cell phones, I don't want to see them. For many reasons. One, because if you're texting messages, do you think this is fooling anybody? Do you think this is fooling anybody? No. So if you're texting or looking at your phone, you're disrupting everybody behind you also. And if you're texting somebody during my class, you're telling me I'm not important. And if you want to upset me, do that. If you're expecting a phone call or important message, take it outside. But if it's a chronic thing, if you do it every 5 minutes, stay out there. Okay, so because you're going to disrupt, every time you move, you disrupt me, you disrupt the class itself. So it's all top down. After you do all the homework assignments, what you'll see, you'll have a practice test. You'll have each chapter will have a practice test that will be similar to that of the actual exam itself. It's whatever grade you get on there, 10% of it will count towards your test grade. It's bonus points. Okay, now everybody know how to get 10%? I hope so. Just move the decimal point to the left. And then add it to your test score. Okay, here's one better. How many of you all are worried about failing because you fail a test? We only have 4 tests in this class and a final. So, you know, each test is important, isn't it? So you think failing one test will fail the course for you? If you fail one test, you need to take 5 or 6 A's to bring it up. So because of that, and everybody's worried about that, so they cheat. Not everybody. Those of questionable moral standards will cheat. Which is why our test will be taken in the testing center. Okay, that's one side note there. But here's the better note. For the practice tests, because tests are no more than in-class homeworks, but you don't get all the notes and books and everything. I'll give you a formula sheet that you use the rest of the semester. But for the tests, I'll give the testing center the formula sheet, and there you have it. You use that. You can take the practice test. You have infinite number of times on the homework assignments, and I keep the best score. On the practice exam, I'll give you 3 tries, and I'll keep the best score. If you want more tries, just tell me, and I'll increase the number. Then when you get ready for the test, the chapter test, you have 3 tries there, and I keep the best score. If you want more tries, tell me, and I'll increase the number. I think one of my classes, the number is up to 9 because the student was kept on, I can do better, I can do better. What does that show me?
Dedication.
Yes, and they're not cheating. I took this course many years ago. I have a very high IQ. I didn't make hundreds on my exams. I had one try at it. But I've had people who never showed up to class, barely did the homework, but made hundreds in all the exams. What can that lead you to know? What can you guess from that? I thought the person should go to MIT myself. But after talking to him, yes, it cheated. So again, you guys, especially you guys, are taking calculus because you guys want to be engineers. Or you need it for some biological reason because you're taking a biology class or a physics class that you want to need physics for. Cheating in this course is not going to do any good. If you cheat now, you'll fail later. You need to learn it eventually. And those of you who are math majors or engineering majors, you need to know this to do calculus 2, which you need to know calculus 2 to do calculus 3. You need to know all of these to do differential equations and linear algebra and so on and so forth. So cheating is not going to do any good. Yet, students in my calculus classes do cheat, which is why I decided this past summer to have it at the testing center. I apologize for the inconvenience, but remember, the material gets progressively more difficult. So we'll see how we go in chapter 2, and I'll have that as a basis score. How many times you take the test, what grades you get. And then I may say chapter 3, 4, and 5, take it on your own this, because you do the homework at home, take the test at home, but don't cheat. But if I see on chapter 1, the first chapter, you had to take it 4 times to make above a 90, and yet the next chapter you made 100 in the first try, what's that going to tell me? Cheated. Instantly, if one person does it, everybody suffers. It's back to the testing center. I want to support humanity's respect and love for each other, but I need that in return. In other words, if you're listening to an iPad or music when I'm talking, then that's not respect. Yeah, it starts from the students to the instructor, because I'm here for you guys. If I don't get it, trust me, I can make life really miserable. Grading everything. Okay, don't believe the grade you see online. Because it doesn't take into consideration the 10% of the bonus points. You may also see on there, you may see the media, which is each section may have its own video for it from the textbook. Well, the only way I can make is if I give it points. Just by clicking on it and watching the video, you can make 100, which inflates the grades. What I do, I go through and delete all those, which lowers your grade. I've had students argue with me saying, no, look at this. It says I made a 93. Yes, but when you delete this, all these other ones, you made an 82. So don't believe what you read on there. I'll show you guys how to calculate your own grades in a little while, not today. But we have, remember, to calculate our grades, you start off with the remind and the syllabus tests. Those are either 100s or zeros. They are grades. They're going to be calculated into your final grade. If you don't do these, you get zeros. I've had students who dropped letter grades because of that and try to argue me with it, which is why I make you guys sign that thing that says, I understood the syllabus. It's in the syllabus. You have to do these. Then you have the homework assignments. This is the average of the homework assignments. That counts at most 100 points. Okay, now the problem with this is the system, if you do the first homework assignment, skip the next 3 and do the next one, and you made hundreds of those, it's going to tell you your average is 100. But your average is really much less because you got zeros in there. Whatever you haven't done, you have to put zeros in its place and then take the average of it and count how many tests those are, or homework assignments. Then we have the exams. The chapter exams. The most they count is 100 points. Then we have the bonus, which is not, the system doesn't know how to handle this. It handles it like more tests. So this is 10%. Okay, now here's the important thing. Let's say you made 100 on the bonus and on the test you made a 92. What's your test score now? You cannot make more than 100. So from this 10 points, I can only use 8. I can only go up to 100. You can't make 105, 106. So if you made a 90 or 96 or 90, if you made a 96, I could only take 4 points. But you still made 100. See, and that the system doesn't know how to handle. Then we have a comprehensive final exam. That's worth 200 points. Because it's over the entire semester. Now, those of you who have had me in the past, on my upper level courses, in yours, did I make an exam or did I do the average?
I think it was average.
Yeah, if I have a class that's very interactive and very supportive and doing the work and shows me doing work, I mean, I had a class, a pre-calculus class where nobody made straight hundreds all the time. They were showing me diverse grades, which told me they were being honest about it. It took them multiple times, 3, 4, 5 times. So that class, I told them, instead of taking a final exam, I simply took the average of their test grades, and that was their final exam grade. But if they wanted to take the final exam, they could take it, and I take the better of the 2 grades. And I will easily like to make that offer to you guys, but I need to see the same type of reciprocation here. Because if I see people who come unprepared and not doing anything and pretty much doing anything and making hundreds on tests and homeworks, then yes, we'll have a comprehensive final exam. It'll be in the testing center. The reason I hate those testing centers is because where do you do your homework? What is that environment like? It's relaxed. Yeah, it's easier to control. You control it. It's easier to relax. You listen to music, knock yourself out. You can listen to music. What's it like in the testing center?
Awkward, there's so many people.
So many people and people making weird noises. So yeah, and you hear the clock ticking away, all your time away. Oh, about time. I think on your tests, I gave you 180 minutes. How many hours is 180 minutes? That's a lot of time. You should be able to do the work in that amount of time without being stressed. Again, it's the same way you do your homework at home. I don't want you guys being stressed. I don't want you guys, again, when you finish my class, when you go in Calculus 2, if I'm not teaching it, yeah, that instructor is going to have different rules. He may only give you 120 minutes or 90 minutes because the class is only 9 minutes long. But my job, I want to make you guys learn this stuff to learn it correctly. Not just, here's this step, 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 step. I want you to know why you're doing it. The why is the most important. So how many grades is there?
6.
Well, let's see. How many exams? We have 4 exams, 4 chapters. So that's 4 exams. You have also 4 of these. This counts as 2. So we have 1, 2, 3, 7, 9. We have 9 grades. So if you add up all these numbers and divide by 9, that tells you your current grade. I'll send you a video on how to do it later on. Oh, due dates. It also goes with these things here. Don't wait to the last minute. I don't care about technical issues. I don't want to hear any excuses. Because, as you will see, the due date is when?
The 20th of December.
It's actually the 11th, but I'm giving, it's actually gonna be on yours, it's gonna be the 11th. That's the last day of the semester, 11:59 p.m. Why do I do that? Is because, again, life happens. Let's say halfway through the semester, you get the flu, or somebody in your house, and you have to take care of them, or you get in an accident, or anything happens. And the test is due Sunday, and you're busy trying to help get a new car to go to work, or help your family member who's sick. Are you worried about a test? So I don't like those false things. So I will tell you, whenever we finish a chapter, rule of thumb is try to get the test done by that next December, by the next Sunday. So rule of thumb is when we finish, okay, we don't start in chapter 1, we start in chapter 2, 3, 4, and 5. We only have 4 chapters. So when we finish chapter 2, give yourself 7 or 8 days, no more than that, to take the test. That way, if anything happens, you should be finished with all your work before December even starts. I'm also going to upload on this website all the notes and the videos from my previous semesters. So you'll have everything we're going to talk about in here, all the videos, all the notes, all the examples, everything. If you want to, you can move ahead in this class. But I guarantee you, we're going to do stuff that you've probably never seen before. But if you feel like it, you can move ahead and watch the videos. If you do move ahead, don't bother me with questions, because I'm going to be answering people's questions who are where we are now. So if you move ahead at your own risk. And you can take the test. Again, you have nothing to lose. All right. So all the due dates will be the end of the semester. Late work, because there's only one due date, there is no late work. The system shuts off at 11:59 p.m. I don't care if there's a power outage at 9 o'clock in the morning on the last day. Should you have waited to the last day to do everything?
No.
No.
The answer is no.
The answer is no. Give that man $100. Very good. Very good. No. The sooner you get everything done. In my 10-week course this past summer, we finished in the 8th, 9th week, all the lectures. So it gave us time to finish, you could do everything, get everything done, no problem. I still had people who begged for more time at the end of the semester. I need one more day. No, I gave you 16 weeks. I gave you, what, 16 times 7? I give you that many days. No, you don't get one more day. And I don't care if the power goes out. Don't procrastinate. Especially if you guys want to go into engineering, don't procrastinate. Get it done now. Exam locations and requirements, for right now, it's going to be at the testing center. And if everybody shows me honesty and integrity, then I don't have any problem saying, okay, the rest of the test you can take it at home. But I better see the same type of responses. If you have to take it 5 times the first chapter to make a passing grade, I don't want to see 100 on the next chapter. Because what I'm going to do then, if I see one student, I'm going to delete everybody's scores and take it to testing center. I'm even thinking about telling you who cheated. So you guys can fix them.
Here, I have a question. So how do we take a test in a testing center? This one, first week.
Same way you do at home. You go in there, give them your ID card, they'll give you the packet of formula sheets. And they'll log in the test for you with the password, and then you take the test.
You have to register at the time online.
Or you do have to register
And there was a locker where you put
your stuff. Okay. I didn't know you had to register for it. Wow.
Copy for the file. I think it's, the appointments that were.
Okay, how about this? Does everybody have, besides their camera on their laptop, does everybody have an extra camera? Because that would be the only alternative, is if you had an extra camera, you could set up on the side. Then you could do it at home, and I could do a lockdown browser. So, I mean, I don't want you to have to go buy it, but they're how much, like 15, 20 bucks for a camera nowadays? Or borrow somebody's. But if you had a camera that's on your computer that records you taking the test, and another camera from the side that shows me what you're doing, then I can say, take it at home, take it whenever you want to.
For the lockdown browser, it only shows one camera. It doesn't use two. So you don't have to. You only have to do
The side browser, okay,
the external one.
okay, then that's all I need. I'll leave it up here. We have plenty of time for our first test. So we'll just do the lockdown browser. Which, again, I would rather that, because some people are not Mountain View home campuses, they may come from other campuses. Yes,
We take the exams at the testing center, can we go to like North Lake or Richland?
see, that's what I'm saying, is, yes, you can take it anywhere, but then I'd have to go over there and give them all the packets and stuff. No, that's not a concern for y'all, but that's just me being want to be lazy. So that's what I'm saying, is if everybody get a second camera and get a camera from the side, I would rather do the lockdown browser.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like, we do like a Zoom, we connect our phone. And then like, we put us to the side like that and.
Well, see, if you do the Zoom, I'd have to have it Zoom and recording on my end. And I couldn't do that with different people, different times. A good idea, but no, I couldn't do that. And it wouldn't work on your cell phone.
External one.
But then I don't think the lockdown browser would work.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No, it wouldn't.
It shuts down every.
Yeah, so sound like that.
Yeah.
I know, it's,
Just do the testing center.
The Zoom option I can see working if that's
Too much work, right?
it's this time. everyone-
if everybody takes it at the same time, which it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
Or we could take it in class,
That's good. That works.
but then how we do the retakes?
But you had the testing time, and I mentioned you had like 2 more weeks, do whatever you had to do
Yeah.
in the previous class. Then whatever the final exam is like 2 weeks or whatever weeks. Early. And from there, that last week or 2 weeks is that many tries for you or to you.
Yeah, I have to think about that, because now you guys opened up a whole bunch of interesting options. Somebody who missed my first class is now signed up for attending this one. That's what I'm saying, is anybody can listen, once you click on that attend Zoom meeting, you can listen to participate. My office hours. Oh. My office hours are scattered. I'm on campus in room 198 on Monday and Wednesday. Because there's a new bill that just started in Congress, the House Bill 35, that said that all college professors must be on campus for 30 hours a week. My classes are the ones in pink, and the online classes I'm teaching are in black. My office hours are the yellow ones. That's where I have to be in my office. And the green ones is when I'm supposed to be on campus doing stuff for other things. So, but my definite office hours are Tuesday and Thursday from 9:30 to 1:30, and then Thursday from 9:30 to 10:30. The blue, they just told me what that, it's called wellness. It's all faculty. We get 1 hour of wellness time. It's where we can go for a walk around the campus or just to ourselves to decompress.
Lunch break?
So then,
Or no, lunch break is inside there. And that's why we have a Subway here. This is part of my 30 hours. This is my 30-hour week right here. Well, now, everybody thinks, oh, I wish I only had 30 hours a week. But remember, when are my office hours really?
Tuesday.
No. This is if you want to see me in person for a live. My office hours are 24/7 because you can use a Remind. Weekends. So I'll give away my weekends for you. Let's answer your questions and stuff. But make sure the questions are valid, not, oh, what's my grade? Did I miss this homework assignment? Is this homework assignment showing up? Don't ask me that kind of stuff.
Will you? That's
Sometimes I'm awake, yeah. Sometimes because if you have a late job that you get off late at night and you want to meet, give me some warning and I'll wake up at that time. So yeah, on weekends. So again, I'm with you guys for 16 weeks. I'm willing to give up my time, but I need you guys to do the same. We're gonna have 2 progress reports in this class. Either gonna be an S or a U. S for satisfactory, which means your homework assignments and tests are pretty much where we are right now. Unsatisfactory is if you are way behind and haven't done the homework assignments or the tests. Pretty much that's the same as saying is you have either an A or an F. Okay, so I'll give you 2 of those. And you guys should see yourself. You guys know if you're falling behind or not. I'm not your mother. I'm just your professor. I do care about you guys passing, but I'm not going to tell you, do your homework, eat your veggies. Online lectures, the only time we have online lectures is if we can't answer on the Remind. If you want to meet on Zoom, then tell me and we'll go over step by step. Because remember, there's 2 ways. I can either create the video of how to solve that problem with a little lecture behind it, or we can meet and I could record it. And then either way, I'm going to save it and send it to everybody. When I send it to everybody from those questions, it's going to be on Remind. Okay, so yeah, recorded notes. So everything I write down here during lectures, all my videos, at the end of the day, as soon as Zoom processes my videos, I will take them and upload them to my YouTube and my Google stations, and then I'll send you the links. These, again, are the most important. Don't wait to the last minute. I'm still getting flooded by students in my summer classes. Because what happened is in our calculus class, the publishers set the end of the semester 1 day early. And not only that, but 1 hour early because they set it at Eastern Standard Time, not Central. So because of that, I gave them 2 extra days that they could get everything to me by Sunday morning, 1 o'clock. So, but everything's fixed. If it's not a system like that, if it's not my mistake, then don't talk to me about them getting extra time. Because if you're trying to do a test on the last week of classes, I'm sorry. I feel for you, but you should have taken it more than 1 time. I'll keep the best of the scores. What more can I do for you? Except take the test for you. I'm a horrible test taker. Any questions? Yes.
So I understand that the practice exams are multiple attempts, and as for the regular test and final, are we able to retry them both?
I wish it showed it here. It worked last night. All this stuff worked. I verified it last night. Yes, see, this doesn't even give me my tests. There's something wrong with this. But yes, you'll see that hopefully when I get this thing fixed, you'll see I'll start off with 3. You have 3 tries at practice test and the regular test. If you want more, just send me a remind message and I'll increase the number. And it increases it for everybody. And I said in an earlier class, I have one class that there's 9 attempts that somebody asked for. Again, I have no problem because they're trying. They're trying to get that extra point higher. I know I can make 100. So again, that kind of stuff I reward. But again, now what that means is, do you have to be in class every day in person? No, not really. You can watch it from the luxury of your bedroom or your living room or your tub. So it's wherever makes you comfortable. How many people, is this your only course? How many people is this your only course? So yeah, so if you rather if you would rather stay home and watch it online, you can participate. It's the same as if I just put a screen right here in front of me. You'll see that, you hear me, and that's it. It's no different. And when you ask questions, it'll come over the speaker, and then I answer your question from there. So we could have a dialogue, just as if there's a screen in front of us. So in other words, if you want to drive here, you're more than welcome to. But if you want to stay home or if you have to go to work, do that.
So attendance isn't required.
Attendance you can't be absent in my courses. Because I said, I'm going to send you the video. All you have to do is watch it and do the work. As soon as I get once I finish, I have to upload it to my YouTube and the YouTube channel, depending on how long the lecture is. It could take anywhere like 10, 15 minutes for it to process. But then once that's processed, I'll save it and I'll hook it up to I'll make a remind message and I'll send it to everybody in class. And then I upload it, links to a sheet. Let me see if I can find one. Not that one. I'll show you what it looks like. Google. That. Google. There. I'll show you what I'll send you guys. I'll send you something like this. Oh, let's do the calculus one. This is what I'll send you. It's each section as we go along. So here's chapter 2, section 1, rates, tangent lines, and curves and continuity. Here are the notes. These are the PDF notes I did in lecture. These are the videos that accompanied it. These are the example sheets that I'm going to give you a copy of. So you have everything right there. All you have to do is click it and watch it. And then here's chapter 2, section 2. Limits of functions, limit laws. Here are the notes for it. Here's a lecture. Right, so everything's there. That's how I'll do it. What I'm going to do for this class, I'll have this for my previous course. For my current course, I'm going to zero out all these and fill them in as we go through the course. And then so as we go through the course, or Wednesday, we'll have this top one filled. And then next, as we go on, So you see exactly where we are in class. That fair enough? Let's see what else. More questions, more questions. Okay, let's see. I just want to do this, I do it for all my classes. If you have a scratch, just scratch a piece of paper. Don't tear anything out, just scratch a piece of paper. I have one question for you. When you finish it, don't show your neighbors, don't share it, don't talk. Just bring it up here and show it to me. So don't tear it out, don't. Here is the question. No calculator. Okay, also in my class, don't use calculators as much as you can. Use your calculators to check your answers. To supplement your education, not replace it. Okay, here's the question. Work it out, bring it to me. If you finish, bring it up here. And leave your $5 bill right here.
I remember the rule, probably not.
Okay, thank you. I won't tell you if it's right or wrong. I just want to look at it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Don't show anybody else. You. Thank you. You better not get it wrong. Thank you. 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 Oh, no. Thank you. Thank you. Where is it? Oh, there it is. It was upside down, looking at a different answer. Okay, in this one, only two possible answers you can get. I gave the class, my earlier class, the same question. We had a third answer. So don't ask me how I got that. So I did to put it. Okay. The reason I do this is I'm glad most of you all do not use this demon. Do not use that. Do not say it around me. Do not anything. It's like the seventh layer of hell for that. Because it's limited. Where does the square root come from? Where does the absolute value? In this class, where do derivatives, integrals, where do they come from? All this has is parentheses and exponents. There are 400 symbols in mathematics. Actually, in Word, if you ever play around with Word, and you go to Insert, and here we have equations, all of these have symbols we use in mathematics. And then they have a drop down of what we can use. These are all different types of squiggly lines we can use, not just parenthesis and exponent. What about integrals? We have single integrals, double integrals, we have linear integrals. That's in calculus 2 and calculus 3. Then we have radicals, nth radicals, the Pythagorean theorem. There are over 400 of these, and these aren't even enough. In graduate school, when I went to school, before calculators and everything like that, we had to carry books with us that are this thick of tables and another one of formulas. You guys are lucky you get it all on your keyboard, on your computer, your phone. But that's the reason I don't like that word. Now, the reason I don't like it also is because if you did this, are there any parentheses? Are there any exponents? Any multiplication? 2 times 3 is, then we do division. 6 divided by 6 is wrong. ¿Por qué? Because multiplication and division are inverses of each other. They're the same level of importance as are addition and subtraction. So mathematics is a language. How do we read in English? Left to right. The reason I said English is because in Arabic, where mathematics was first developed, algebra mostly, how do they read? Right to left, which is not good in mathematics. It's a quick way of failing, but I think it's so funny is where algebra started, we don't read the way they read it. So with this one, we should do is read left to right. 6 divided by 2 is 3 times 3 is 9. So again, I know y'all had a long summer, so don't worry about it. But the basic stuff like this will ruin you. But what is calculus? We're going to take calculus together. What is calculus? Where did it come about? What is it? Why? What do we need it for? The most common answer is my degree plan. Okay, true. That's one answer.
To train your brain so you can do harder, more complicated concepts in the future.
Mathematics, yes, because mathematics started off in the philosophy department. It's a philosophy of logic. It's how you solve things. True, it does train the brain. It gives you a lot more tools to deal with. But no, that's not what calculus is for. What computation? Who said that? Computation, what form of computation? What do you need it for? Remember, calculus is a few hundred years old. Who invented calculus? Who?
Oh.
No. You heard of them. Well, there are two people actually. Who?
Albert Einstein?
No. He used calculus in his theories.
Plastic.
Yeah, for Newtonian physics, yes. But there's an argument he didn't invent it. He got credit for it because who told you that you invented something? The College of Science. Where were they stationed? London, England. Where did Isaac Newton live? Just outside of London, England. Gottfried von Leibniz. The symbols we use in calculus are his. He lived in Germany's Romania area there. How long did it take him to get from where he lived to London? Remember, this is like 400, 500, 600 years ago. Months. Because they didn't have cars. At best, you had a goat cart pulling you. Trains didn't exist. So you had to walk or ride a horse from where he lived all the way up to Cannes, where from there, that's the closest point between Europe and England. And then he had to take a few hour, like a 12-hour boat ride across the channel. That put him in the south of England. He had to then go from there to London. Another 5 or 6 day trip. So, true mathematicians give Leibniz the credit for inventing calculus. Newton, because he was already known and he was a millionaire. Yes, he did tell us, like in military, what else did he tell us? Yeah, he informed us about the force of gravity. It wasn't even an apple, it was a cherry tree actually, but an apple sounded better. But that's not the only thing he did. Where he lived on a hill, and what he noticed was the military was practicing their cannon fire. What did he notice? He noticed that there's one optimal angle in which the cannon can shoot the farthest. So that means anything else has to be less than there. He figured out there's two ways to do it. One, we could point the cannon up higher, or we could pass it lower, and they'll both land in the same place. There are two more. Okay, now what's the difference? If you shoot it straight up and it makes a bigger boom, it kills people in the circle. But if you shoot it lower down, what happens to the cannonball? It bounces. It's a higher velocity and it bounces, which will take out people way behind the people too. That's his theorem. He did a lot with military. Of course, yeah. I used to, when I taught here back in the 90s, I used to have a application physics math course where we talked about the trigonometry and physics part of ballistics. The students would come in. I'd have 4 pieces of paper on the ground, A, B, C, D, and the ground was F. I'd mix them around. I'd have a cannon from the physics department where I knew the initial velocity, and I told the students, give me the 2 angles in which you can shoot the letter grade you want. So the students would calculate it, and one would be like, say, 78 degrees, A. Then the other one would be 25 degrees, A. Then they go out the back door and they exit out. Next student come in, they do the same. I'd rearrange these, they'd do the same thing. That's applications. That's, if I could get another cannon, which we know the initial velocity, I wouldn't mind doing that to show you what this stuff's really used for. But anyway, what calculus was used for was commerce. Think about how were things shipped back then. And there's your clue. How were things shipped back in the old days? By ship. So the captain of a ship can make more money if he carries more material. It's all commerce. So what does a ship look like? Big hull. And is it rectangular? No. It's angled. It's like a parabola.
Semicircle.
It's actually no, it's more of a parabola. So, but you have to have a floor, and there's the braces on the walls and stuff like that. This area here, if you can figure out how much that is, you can now determine how much stuff you could put in there. Did you ever wonder why when Amazon ships things, it's always in boxes?
There would be no open space from the stack.
But no, because this way, if it's a rectangle box, they know exactly how much volume this thing takes. If it's a big square, they know how much. So they can now determine, I know the area here. Now I can determine the volume. I know how many of these boxes I can put in there. Math is never wrong if it's done correctly. So, but we didn't get lazy until the 1900s. How did they used to pack things for shipment? They used to take, actually even in my lifetime, they used to go to a store, they used to wrap in paper. Kind of like Home Goods, the store there. They wrap in paper. That's
Christmas.
Or yeah, wrap a Christmas present, but not in a box. They take a lamp, they wrap it, and there you go. So here you have a lamp or a vase that looks like this. You know the height. You know the width. That one gives us the area of the two-dimensional object. It's round. What is the volume? So now we take it and rotate it by 2 pi. Again, all this stuff happened years later. But it's all commerce. We're going to go through a couple hundred years of calculus in 16 weeks. Now, before this class, what did you take? Pre-cal. And yeah, trigonometry, algebra, pre-cal. If you think about it, you have algebra, plus trig. Together, that itself is pre-cal. Because what did you do in pre-cal? Algebra and trig. Why do we need to know those? Well, trig, not really that much, because that's only one small part of calculus.
This will be used for a triangle.
Well, that's more geometric. But in
Yeah,
trigonometry, we have the sine, the regular trig functions, we have the hyperbolics, we have the inverse, all these other things, which we have to know. But this is the most important. If your algebra skill is strong, this is going to be an easy class for you. Calculus. Imagine if each one of you guys were dominoes, all lined up. You know what calculus is? The very first, where your finger touches the first domino, that contact is calculus. The rest, algebra. You have to know, calculus teaches you what formula do we use. Once you determine what formula to use by the theorems we're going to cover in this class, then it's all algebra from there. It's all how you move the letters and numbers around. That's going to be the most difficult part in this class. You have to know your algebra skills inside and out, which is why I asked you this question earlier. You have to know how to manipulate things. You have to know how to factor things. You have to know how to rationalize denominators and whether they're imaginary, whether they're radicals. That's why you took pre-calculus for this, because of the algebra part. And yeah, don't worry about it. If you forgot it, I'll review all this stuff. And the formula sheets I'll give you a bunch of sheets next time, formula sheets that we can use for the rest of this course. So it's going to have all the algebra formulas. It's going to have all the trig formulas. It's going to have all the calculus formulas. And the beautiful thing is, once we learn how to do something, you don't have to go back and reinvent the wheel. Just use the chart and they'll tell you what the formula is. And then once we get to differentials, integrals, then we're going to use again. Once we learn how to use it, then it's all there on the chart. Okay, that's what calculus is about. But what is calculus covered? How many parts are there to calculus? Right, there's 2 parts. There are differential calculus and there's integral calculus. Same as multiplication and a division and addition and subtraction. Multiplication and division are inverses of each other, right? Addition and subtraction, opposites of each other. Same with these. These are inverses of each other. Differential calculus will tell us the area. No, not that's this. The integral of the area between 2 curves. Differential calculus will tell us the rate of change of a function at any point x. So differential calculus, which will be the first 4 chapters of our course. Differential calculus deals with rate of change of a function at any given point. Then we can turn backwards. Once we know how to find the rate of change of a function, now we're going to find the integral. We're going to learn how to find the area between curves. not only areas between a curve and the x-axis, but between two separate curves. We're gonna find the area between those curves. In calculus 2, you'll pick up from here, and then we're gonna take this, and then we're gonna rotate it about an axis. We're gonna now deal with X, Y, and Z axis. You can rotate about any axis now. So we're gonna spend 4 chapters doing this. And we'll start that on Wednesday. Any questions about calculus? Anybody think they took the wrong class now? Wrong teacher? Wrong room? All right. I do have one more thing. You know to be quiet. So everybody clear your desks. I'll see you all Wednesday. You have to pack up your stuff anyway. Unless you want to test.
I have a question though.
Yes, sir.
So the homework's right on the website, the one with the.
Yeah, I don't see why it's not working. It should be working.
Those,
And this person here is not, can't even look at the textbook.
they have like a little, so those are like the practice exams, in there,
Yes. The practice exams will be,
in that same thing.
well, yeah, again, what we have here, my page is even wrong. It's not what I uploaded. So I have to go in there and change all these.
So,
But yeah,
so
we're
we
gonna have,
like a homework, and then after that, after we finish that, have like a practice exam.
I'll show you what it's gonna look like.
Yeah.
Let me get my algebra class. That one works for sure. So for some reason, my textbook and everything's messed up in there. You see it there. So- Come on, come on, come on. So what you're gonna see is after you finish, I think you see a practice exam
Okay.
and then a chapter exam.
Oh, the chapter exam is the one we take it, the testing center?
For right now.
Okay.
No, this is what a student will see. Right, see, so for a student, this is what they'll see. They'll see all the assignments top down, and then when you get to the practice exam, it just tells you how many tries you have,
Oh, okay.
and this tells you how long you have. This is my algebra course. It should look the same in my calculus course, but for some reason the textbook changed.
Okay, makes sense.
All right?
I wasn't here like the first 10 minutes of class because I couldn't find the class. Is there something I missed?
No, 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 no. What you saw is what you got.
Thank you.
Hey,
Yes.
I think I'm asking a question that I'm supposed to be asking like student services, but I'm clearly not a typical student.
Not at all. That's even better.
I guess my question is, so I logged on to like Workday and I saw that we're supposed to purchase or rent a textbook, but
It
it's
should,
not.
it should be already part of your course. See, I would look at it, but again, my
it's
course is
not
messed up.
populating. Okay, because I clicked on it and then went to the bookstore and I tried to buy it multiple times or rent
No,
it.
it was
It
by,
should,
by registering for this course and paying tuition, unless you opted out of Ed Learn or something like that,
yeah,
you should have everything already
okay,
included.
so if I go into
Oh,
Brightspace, it should
it's
just,
include Ed, that's what it's called.
okay, but it should just populate, correct?
Okay, yes. The person here in my class, they had problem with their e-text not showing up.
Okay, so just wanna make sure.
So this week, don't let us sweat, it. Everything should work out, yes.
Okay, it's just I'm not I didn't do the orientation. and
Oh,
I don't know.
I didn't.
Okay, so then we're in the same boat. I don't know what's going on. I haven't been in school since before you were born. So,
I know.
but it's been, I'm used to taking notes and,
Let's see what I get. Here's, because there's a link on there that says e-text.
okay.
There's e-text right there. And then let's see what happens when I click it. It's the, oh, that looks good.
Okay,
So, yeah,
okay. So then it should be on there. So then
yes.
another question. We're in the same generation.
You know,
Back in my day, I had to buy that TI calculator. We don't have to have that now.
no, there's-
Okay,
everything you need is right here on your computer. Just go to type in calculator on this search bar down here, type in calculator, and you have a scientific calculator right here.
okay. Then the other question is when we take tests, is it still pencil and paper?
If you need a calculator, I'll make sure you get
No,
it.
but I don't know, I haven't, it's
Yes, that,
completely changed.
it's the same thing. Yeah,
Okay.
it's just, yes.
Want to know if I'm supposed to register for something, for if I can just bring pencil and paper and,
Just bring, well, you just bring a pencil. They should have, they should have. scratch-
Well, they told us that, he said that we have to register for the.
testing center.
Testing center.
Okay.
I'm glad they told me that. I didn't know that.
Okay,
Because in our generation, you just show up.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I don't have a student ID because I'm not I don't have any, I mean, I have my driver license, is that, or do I?
You need a student ID.
Oh,
A student ID? I don't have one either.
You have to get one from the next building over.
okay, so then.
So you go down there across the hall where the Subway sandwiches.
Okay, I'm gonna look for the subway, but this is good to know because,
I know, I'm glad you told me, so I'm
Okay.
gonna check this.
okay,
Yes, sir, hold it.
Retries on the test or?
Yes, yeah, at least, yeah, where have you been? Tell them how many retries you get.
Three tries, and then, you can ask them.
as many as you want, up to 9 is the max.
So far,
Yeah, so
nobody
far.
asked for more.
I did have a question. So I didn't take pre-cal, but I skipped pre-cal, so an exam I took. Do you think I'll struggle because I didn't take like any,
As long as, when did you take algebra?
like 2 years ago? But on the exam, it says for algebra, like, I
see,
memorized the unit circle and all that stuff.
Well, see, that's trigonometry, that's unit circle, that's trigonometry, algebra is completely different. There's, how do you feel about completing the square? How do you feel? You know how to do that? So yeah, and this kind of stuff, anything you do need, I'll make sure I go,
Okay,
but yeah.
that's it, that was just my concern.
But so you just took a test and then let you skip.
Yeah, the
pre-cal.
Alex exam.
Okay, I'm glad you said that, because I have a student in my earlier class that is gonna take trigonometry next semester and doesn't want to waste time taking the pre-cal, wants to go straight into calculus.
No, yeah, that's
So-
what I did.
Okay, tell him to take the Alex test. Perfect, yes, thank you. Good to see you, thank you. Yes, sir.
No,
Are you within?
You know one thing,
Yes, sir.
I know how to get inside Pearson.
Good.
I'd like to get the Pearson course. Results.
That's the important part. As long as you get that, we're good.